Another quest on the quest log. I need to find the area in the woods where the giant rats have been attacking people from the bushes. So I head off. Oh, hi ho. Rats, here I go. Oh, jeez. As I enter the area and slay the first rat, there we go, I notice in the distance, orc, big giant pig. This could either be good or end very badly. Big mamma jamma. I slay the pig with ease. Heal up, only hurt a little bit, and loot the spoils. As I continue on, that's a giant pumpkin. I see a giant pumpkin in the distance. And then suddenly, are you friendly? Another boar attack. Oh no. Boar starts attacking the pumpkin. I back away slowly and watch the battle. Is this just gonna be a never-ending battle? Now, I need to take matters into my own hands. Here we go. Oof. That boar was not happy. As I'm collecting wood, another boar attack. These boars are nuts. Run for higher ground. Finally escape and continue my search for the large rats. Are there any more lurking rats? Yes, there is. Ooh, key. I'm not sure what the keys are used for, but it should be helpful. And as I'm looking around, you can still hear the pig in the distance. That pig is still angry. As I'm wandering in the woods, I see a healer, Helena. Ma'am? She kindly tells me about the different ways about healing. Since I don't know how to craft bandages yet, I go ahead and buy some from her. I hope Helena stays around in this area, because I know I'm going to need to come back to her later. In the blink of an eye, everything responds, even the boars. Okay. Just one more rat. Finally, with the last rat slain, there we go. Return to Helen to grab some more bandages before I leave. Do I get some more band-aids? Hello, Sandy? I return to Sandy, and she is grateful to hear about the good news. For a reward, she gives me her old sword. But we know this little orc boy only likes hammers. I also returned to Captain Teak. And told her that I finished my quest with Sandy. She then asked me if I want to join the guards. Guards, you say? Captain Teak knighted me and gave me my first official job. She told me that the last recruit that was on the same quest lost a shield in the process, so I need to go find this giant crab and retrieve the lost shield. Giant crab, you say? As soon as I get to the top of the hill, oh, I see the big crab. Sure is a giant crab. After slaying the big crab, easy peasy, I pick up the lost shield and return to Captain Teak. There it is. I told Captain Teak that I completed my quest, and as a reward, she gave me a uniform and the shield. Now I can look the part as my new role as the island guard. She told me about another pending job, a mysterious job of missing shipments. I need to look into the Rat Tail crew and get more information. But first, I need to put on my new gear. Head down to the harbor to try to find Captain. He's the one in charge of the Rat Tail crew. I search and search everywhere, but I found some cool glasses though. I even board his ship and don't see anyone aboard. With my eyes forward, I still can't find Captain Bill. I start making my way to the other side of the harbor in hopes to find him. As I return to the tiny tavern, I finally notice a strange figure on top of the roof. This must be the captain. He doesn't seem himself, but at least he's talking. It seems that he's ran into this problem before. Even a couple months ago, he has lost a crate or two. He mentions that the dock workers aren't the brightest, so I should probably ask them questions as well. Oh, Greg. I see Greg in the distance. He mentions that it's only the Rat Tail crew that loses a shipment every time. Now, I should start investigating the rest of the Rat Tail crew. I head over and speak with Jink. Immediately, he starts being hostile towards the dock workers. But as the story unfolds, it can't be the dock workers. So if it wasn't Greg, this has to be an inside job. I must now talk to Roxy. Roxy, you say? First mate of the captain. I remember where she was. Roxy. As I approach Roxy, immediately she starts being hostile. My suspicion rises. She mentioned something about Fitz, about doing some sort of business deal at another tavern. I should probably have a word with him as well. So now I set off to find the Merrymaker Tavern and Fitz. As I'm looking for Fitz, I see a suspicious lady underneath the dock. She asks me if I'm part of the guard. I don't know the situation here, so I lie and tell her I'm just nosy. She tells me her story about a very important necklace that was taken from her family. She heard that the amulet was sold to someone in Ramshackle Reef. She also knows that his boat is docked here, and if I could find some evidence of who bought the amulet. Another investigation quest that I have to make note of. I continue my search for Fitz inland, and finally, I find him. My suspicion rises. There's Fitz. As soon as he starts blowing the whole situation off. As I question him more, he starts spinning up another story about how he was with the mayor the whole time, and that the mayor wanted to reward him because he was such a good worker. I tell him that I should probably talk with the mayor to see if he has the same story as Fitz, but then he tells me that he sold the crates for extra money. He doesn't make enough money to pay for food. So I gather my findings and report back to Captain Teak. So it was Fitz all along. Meet back up with Captain Teak and tell her about Fitz and the stolen crate. Even though he was stealing crates, he must face the consequences for stealing. But Captain Teak assures me that she will look into every working citizen and make sure they have a good living wage. That quest checked off in my log, she then lets me know about another pending job. She tells me about Flora and a stolen toy. I should find her and see what she has to say. Start my search for Fiora. Then I realize I see a familiar face. Hey, Clyde. He tells me about another invention that he's working on, a bunch of other resources that he needs to finish it. I take note and add it to the quest log. I start chatting with everyone around town. Then I found Bernard, a mask maker. I see a mask that I really want, but he only accepts festival tickets. I should see if I can get some more. I meet another orc, Huck. He really likes my slingshot, so I offer it to him. I don't think I'll be needing that anytime soon. In return, he gives me a cool hat. Yay. Then I ran into the mayor's son, Gerald. At the moment, he's preparing for a date, but it's not going very well. So I offer my assistance, anything for young love. He still needs a sandwich, a candle, and a flower. I take note of my quest log, and then I'm on my way. finally meet up with Excelon, a witch. She tells me that I can bring her 10 cursed bones or 10 pumpkin guts for festival tickets. Pumpkin guts. I remember seeing pumpkin guts somewhere. I think I put them back in my bank. I checked my bank storage, and sure enough, I have 1 pumpkin gut. I need 9 more to get a festival ticket. I know exactly where to find pumpkin guts, so I head off to the woods to smash more pumpkins. As I'm in the heat of the battle, I can hear the squeals of the boar, that same boar from before. With the boar slain, I move down to slay more pumpkins. I need those festival tickets. Down in the pit, I run into a mage, Roderick. He tells me about his expedition and magical relics. Roderick tells me he's having a hard time trying to find this one relic, a cubic sources. It contains super magical energy, and he just cannot find any of these cubes. So I offer my assistance. Continue my quest of slaying pumpkins. I have to be close now to 10 pumpkin seeds. I'm smashing pumpkins. I go back down into the pit and find the cubic source and return it to Roderick. I finish gathering pumpkin seeds and return to Excelon. Hello. Give her my pumpkin seeds and she gives me a festival ticket. I'll have to go back out later and collect more seeds. For now, I want to start crossing some of these quests off my log. In my search for Fiora, I run into a candle maker. Remember, Gerald needed a candle for his date, so I speak with the master of candles, but he's fresh out, and he needs more honeycomb. So I take note. Maybe I shouldn't have got rid of my slingshot after all. I walk into the Merrymaker Tavern to speak with more of the locals. I run into Martin and ask him about some sandwiches. I remember that's what Gerald needed as well. I tell him it's for Gerald's date, and he whips one up. And now I need to speak with the herbalist. And what do you know? It's Fiora. Fiora. I ask her if I can have a flower, but in return, she needs mushrooms. I also ask about her grandson and his stolen toy. She said he's upstairs if I want to talk with him, but first I want to get some mushrooms. So I head to the forest and start collecting mushrooms. Once I collected enough, I head back. Make it back to Fiora and give her the mushrooms. In exchange, she gives me the flower. Now that I have all 3 things, I can finally head upstairs and speak with Camry about his stolen toy. He tells me he knows who took it. He says the name Penny. I think I've seen her before. So I leave to go find her. I talked with Penny and told her what Camry said. She told me about how Camry likes to play with his dolls in the garden and probably lost it there. I should probably go check. Very suspicious. Once I got back to the garden, I found a note. A note from Carla, Camry's sister. I should probably speak with her as well. I finally found Carla. Told her about the note I found. She gives me the doll, and I take it back to Camry. Silly Carla. Camry was very surprised that his own sister stole the doll, but he's grateful that the doll is back. The stolen toy returned. I also returned to Captain Teak. Hello, Teak. She tells me about another report that she has and wants me personally to look into it. She wants me to speak to Lena, the environmentalist. Someone's been cutting down trees all around her. Along my travels, I found evidence for Puck, so I quickly return to her and give her the letter. Okay. finally return to Gerald. Hey, Gerald. I give him the sandwich, flour, and candle. He's very grateful and all ready for his special date. With my quest logs getting smaller, I finally have one left. I must speak with Lena the environmentalist. So I head off into the woods once again. Off to find Lena.